Hello Capricorn, thank you for tuning in. For this read, this is your love read. For the main cards, I'm using the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. For the supportive cards, the Angel Answer cards by, is that upside down? Yep, nope. Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine? There we go. I already shuffled for the relationship. Relationship first, single second. Alright, we're doing this double card thing again. Let's knock it off. You did too. Alright, we'll go with what we have here. If we need to, we'll add in the Oracle cards as needed. If you haven't watched my videos before, as far as the relationships go, I just add in the Oracle cards as needed, where needed. Okay. That being said, right now you feel like you know where things are going. You have some type of insight to it, that's for sure. When it comes to the 6th chakra, this is third eye chakra, right? Yep. Sometimes I have to look where they have it positioned on the cards, because there's 7, right? Yeah, there's 7 for this deck anyway. You see where this is going. You've had inklings, you've gone through it before. For whatever reason, you know where this is going. And for literally some of you, you have had some type of insight, some type of dream, maybe a vision, maybe a repetitive thought, maybe a repetitive dream. Either that or somebody brought some weird information your way. Something. You know where this is going. Let's put it that way. You have very strong feelings about it. This seems to be where the situation is, where it's starting out from. And I'm noticing the other side here, your partner has the appreciation card, but the way this lady looks to me, which as I've said a million times, don't get caught up in the gender, I'm really getting that she's putting forth that she's happy, but she's really not. She's really kind of like a little sad about something. She feels like something didn't go her way. I'm getting kind of like a spoiled milk feel here. And I feel like you might be more aware of it than the other person. Like, they may be saying, yeah, I'm happy, I love you, everything's great, but there's a little bit of like spoiled milk feel here. Like things aren't exactly the way they want them to be. They're feeling like they kind of got a little screwed over or something, like they missed out on something, or something should be theirs that somebody else's, a little jealousy, something. And you're aware of it though. Even though they're coming forward one way, one of the reasons you might have the insight is because you've seen them do this before, or you've kind of wondered, like, if when they seem happy for somebody, if they're not really, they're just kind of a little more jealous than not. I feel like I'm getting the spoiled milk feeling again. Like they have what they need, and just what they don't have, it was transitory anyway. It doesn't really matter. But they seem to be envious. Well, the next card in their line is envy. So they are envious of something. And it becomes more apparent in the future. As it goes to the future, they become, I feel like they're just like saying, well, this one and that one, and you know, this person gets to do that, I should be able to do that too. I almost feel like they feel like they're missing out on something, but I don't feel like it's right. I feel like it's more of a selfish thing than envious. Like they're saying, well, I want it, they're doing it, why can't I do it? Like something is almost like a race or some type of, like they're going out like a weekend with the guys or with the girls, whoever that is, something like going out or participating in something, almost like a Jack and Jill party, or maybe a bachelor party or bachelorette party, something. And I feel like in the past you both agreed that neither of you would do those things. But now they kind of, everybody else is going, I want to go too. It's not fair. I want to go. Like, it's not fair that I can't do what everybody else does. Stuff like that. And I feel like you're looking at it like how is this fair? Like, I walk away from these things and I don't complain about it, but when this happens for you, you get a little crazy about it. I walk away from the same things. Like, we agreed, and it was, I almost feel like in a lot of cases it was your partner's insistence that this is the way it would be. And now they don't want to do, they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want you to not be a part of certain things, but they want to be a part of other things and have their fun. I feel like it's a little, I don't feel like this is a fair balance thing. Now, I feel like they're really pushing. And this seems to be what's causing problems here. They got the Magician and the Mirror on their side, and they have, and you have the Broken Heart on your side. I feel like they're really trying to get what they want. And it's not fair, because I feel like you sacrifice the same thing, but now that it's their turn to sacrifice, and they don't want to do it, they're pushing like they shouldn't have to, like it's not fair. And you're just kind of like, what do you mean it's not fair? I already did my half. And it was at your insistence. So what are you talking about? Like, it feels really crazy. Like, you're just like, this isn't fair. Like, you're really being... But they're pushing... But they're, like, completely blind to that or won't acknowledge it or something. And they keep pushing back, like, no, this is different. And you're just like, no, this isn't different. No, not different at all. That being said, I'm kind of feeling like they might get their way. Now, this isn't really... This seems to be... I feel like they're going to get their way. They got the cornucopia, and they got the journey right below it. So I feel like they're going to go and get what they want. Like, with the journey on this one and the cornucopia, I feel like they're going on that journey to get what they want. They're getting the cornucopia. But on your side, it leaves you to wonder, like, I feel like you really I feel like they do go to do whatever it is that it's not. I don't feel like it's a big deal, but you're looking at it like, why was it a big deal when I wanted to do it? And I just was like, okay. And now that you want to do it, it's completely a different story. And you just go ahead and do what you want anyway. Like, I feel like you're looking at the situation for the imbalance that it really is. And the temple here is like you're going in circles and you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to rationalize it out. You're trying to see, like, from their viewpoint, like, why do they think this is different? Because I don't think it's different. But you're coming to the realization that, you know what, this isn't fair. This isn't right. And you're looking at it like, if I went and I did this, I'd have all sorts of hell to pay. In fact, that's why I kind of gave in to you in the first place, because I didn't want to go through all that craziness just for a little moment of fun time. And now that the shoe's on the other foot, you're kicking me with it. It's just, that makes no sense to me. And you're going through this thought process, and you're just trying to, like, with the temple with you, I really feel like you're going through, you're really trying to honestly be fair and go through it. You're trying to, like, you're really thinking it through. You're trying to be fair, though. A lot of times when I see the temple here, a lot of times I think of a court building, but not in the sense of, like, legal matters, in the sense of, like, your own personal, like, weighing out what's fair and what's not, what happened, and all this other stuff, and just trying to be very... This card to me means that someone who's trying to really look at a situation in a fair sense. That's how I interpret it. I probably should look it up and see what the author intended it to be. That's how I feel about it, because it reminds me of a very spiritual, honest look at yourself. And you're just trying to be fair. You're just like, I don't really think this is on point, but like if I really try to see it from their side, you're just like, this still isn't right. That being said, spiritually, this is like putting your partner at a crossroads. Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't restrict one person and then let yourself have everything. Like, that's, like, they're putting, spiritually, I don't feel like they're aware of what they're doing, but they are creating this, they're creating a situation. And they don't have anything to back it up with. even though it says financial constraints, I feel like this is just like there's no backing. There's no backing to what they're doing. They're coming to a crossroads here because I don't feel like you're going to tolerate it. They may go. I feel like they go and do what they do, but after the fact, like they're like, I'm not going to just let this lie. This isn't right. And again, even though it's a financial, like it's the man holding the coin, this is kind of very reminiscent for me in the sense of the King of Pentacles. He sticks with what he says. And I feel like in this sense, this is the spiritual position for your read, for your side. You know how you feel. You know what's right and what's not right. And you're just like, I can't just let this go under the rug because it's just going to create more problems later. And it's not, or maybe this has been creating a lot of problems lately. And you're like, you know what? There's a lot of this ridiculousness going on where you get to do what you want and you restrict the bejeebus out of me. And I've about had it. And I'm gonna stand up and say something about this, and I'm not backing down. And that's where you are spiritually. Like, I'm not backing down. Now, this being said, I am aware that this is a general read for relationships. I am feeling like, at the very least, they think they're going to go to this situation or participate. Unless you stop them beforehand, because we have the action card on your side and we have the door to romance on their side, which you'll notice with the door to romance, there's a heart in a cage. And it's also behind this door. It's almost like you could shut the door and lock it in a room all by itself. I think it's actually going into a field, but to me, a lot of times it looks like a room, just how it's backlit. So I feel like you're putting your foot down, and you're putting the constraints down on them that they already put on you. I feel like that is why, because they already did this to you once, and you're just like, fair is fair. And I feel like the action that's being taken is like you're like, this isn't right. This isn't right. You set these rules, and I had to abide by them. Now you have to abide by them too. And you're pushing back. That's what the action card, especially when you got the two horses here. It's like the good and the bad, which has nothing to do with color. But I feel like you're charging out there. I feel like this is like you're using what you have to do to make the situation fair. You're like, it's not right that I have to uphold my side with these rules that you created, and now you get to do what you want? No, absolutely not. So you're standing up for yourself. And I feel like you're locking them down in one sense or another. If they did not go to this situation, they thought they were gonna, and you blocked them from it. If they did go afterwards, there's hell to pay for it. Definite. And you're making sure that it works out in your benefit. Because I feel like you're locking them in. I'm kind of getting this sense of like, if they did go after the fact, you're like, I get one free pass. And every time you do that, I get another free pass. You're not to say anything. Next time one of these comes around, I'm going, you're not saying anything. I feel like that's how it's coming across. And you're like, and you know I'm going to remember, so don't push back on it, because you know it's going to happen. And don't pull that this is different crap, because we'll really go around 10 rounds for that. Or is it 9 rounds? I don't know how many ever boxing rounds it is. We'll go the whole way, because I'm not putting up with this. I feel like this is what we're saying here with this. Hopefully, I don't know. I feel like you're going to do what you're going to do either way. Maybe seeing your partner's perspective, because you knew. It seems like you knew this was going to happen. Maybe this is how you know. Maybe this reading is how you know this is going to happen. Because I feel like they're really pushing. They're trying to make it happen, and it's really upsetting you because you're like, you set these rules, and I'm sticking by them. At the very least, you set them together, but I'm feeling like it's more that your partner insisted on certain things, and you're like, all right, and you held up your side, and now they don't want to hold up their side. And you're like, I'm not going with that. It's not fair. All right, I'm gonna wrap this relationship part up. Let's go into singles. I almost said singles for the wrapping up, but. Let's get into singles, find out what's going on for you guys. All right, Capricorn singles. Empowering messages for Capricorn singles. Capricorn singles. What's going on for Capricorn signals? Alright, something crossed. Really? There was a whole bunch of cards at the top there. I'm like, really? Alright, here we go with the double cards again. Knock it off. Alright. There's a whole pile. Your overall energy is this whole pile of cards. There's 4 of them. Yeah, 4. There's 2 down here for how you're feeling. So, that actually explains it, so let's get into it. Where you're standing, you have the action card with the 5th chakra, which is the blue one, the throat chakra, the communication chakra. I'm feeling like you're getting out there and you're making it known what you're thinking and how you're feeling. You're feeling this is a good idea because your mind is on happiness. Door to personal healing and happiness. You're feeling if you want anything to happen, you got to get out there and say something. You're feeling good about it, like there's nothing wrong with that. Now, what I'm noticing for your overall energy, you have 4 cards. You have a man holding the heart. You have hostilities. You have the woman holding the coin, and you have appreciation. Now, all these together with your overall energy, I feel like your heart is ruling the situation, but it's causing a conflict in a financial way. So it's either job related or somehow there's a financial problem. Financial, I can't get there's a C word I'm trying to say. Conflict. The appreciation seems to be with the financial side. So I feel like you may be able to get away with a little bit here due to the good reputation or situation you have in the financial sector. But the way you feel romantically is causing problems. It doesn't seem to be going your way all. But I feel like you're like, well, you never go anywhere if you don't say anything. Your feelings seem to be on high at the very moment. You're feeling the need to communicate and get out there and take some action about it. The situation feels like it's connected to, it's feeling like it's a work-related situation with love. Like this is somebody you work with or something. You have a financial connection with this person because the base is the man of coins. Man holding a coin, whatever. And when you got the man here in the base and you got the woman there and the overall energy, that's to me saying this is definitely like more than likely for the majority of you, it's job, finances, job, or like you're dealing with somebody in a bank sense or somebody you deal with in a professional monetary way. It could be somebody who, if you have your own business that delivers things to your business, maybe it's somebody that you purchase things from, maybe it's like the delivery truck person that brings stuff to your house, like food, I don't know. Definitely there's a financial connection if I don't drown it to death. Now, oddly enough, you got a couple chakra cards here. You have 3 in the center, sort of. You have, just before this, you have the 6th chakra, which is the 3rd eye chakra. It makes me feel you've been holding off for a while saying how you feel because you had this you had a notion that this wasn't going to be a good idea. This could go bad. This was not the best plan. You knew it would end badly. Yeah, what happens is you come in, and this is the center. This is probably what's happening at the point you're watching this. You've got the yellow chakra and then the green chakra. The yellow is the solar plexus. The green is the heart. Solar plexus is loyalty, speaking your mind, staying true to how you feel. Green is the heart chakra, love, things like that, going with what your heart feels. So you're being loyal to what your heart feels. So you're like, you know what? It's worth it. It's worth it to know. So I'm getting out there. Even though you've been having this feeling like, you know what? I don't think this is a good idea. I shouldn't say anything. It's going to go bad. It's going to end badly. I should not say anything. Your heart is in overdrive. Your backbone is really strong, and you're like, I I really need to say something, because how am I ever going to know? This whole opportunity, what if this great opportunity skips me by because I just couldn't say anything? I have to say something. That's kind of how it's coming through. So you say something. I do feel like you say something. Thus we have the heart causing the hostilities. But because you're appreciated in this financial situation, however the financial situation is, even if it's like a banker you work with or you deal with your finances, something like that, they forgive you for it, but they shoot you down. And I'm saying that because the next card in the future is the broken heart. So I don't feel like it goes your way. But you're forgiven for it. So it may be just the way you handle it. You might make it very obvious that how you feel for them, but they shoot you down and they just kind of like, it's fine, let's just forget about it type feel. And I feel like it's a little hard to swallow at first, but you kind of move on. I feel like you're really appreciated by this person, and I feel like the financial situation balances out. Like, you're very valued in the financial situation that they're connected with. They value you a lot there, which is, I have to be honest, it feels like that's one of the reasons they're letting this go. It's a big reason behind it. It's a very big motivator. Like, you know what? For what you provide to this situation, I feel like it's warranted just to let it go, just to move on from it. Let's just move on from it. Let's just forget it. And you're like kind of like a little stunned because you really thought that they were going to feel the same way. You were really hoping. But you're like, okay. And you kind of tuck out, go. I feel like after the sense, you're kind of like questioning, like, what made me think that was a good idea? I feel like you're reviewing it going, why did I think I should do that? Because that was obviously not good. I feel like you're kind of scrutinizing yourself a little bit. But you're reviewing the situation. Hopefully I don't get junk on my card, because I feel like I do. Yep. I had junk on my card. You're looking at the situation, and you're wondering, like, was it love or lust that I was feeling for this person? Because, I don't know. They weren't feeling it, obviously. And you're just kind of like, I feel like you're kind of like, this is reminiscent of the situation you're in contact with them through. However you deal with them, you're trying to avoid them a little bit. And it says rest and rejuvenation. I feel like you were kind of like resting and staying away from them and just kind of trying to let things pass, just kind of like simmer down. They said that's like it's not, like it never happened, and you're just like, yeah, and if I give you some space, maybe that can be a little bit more believable. So you're kind of like holding back. You're just kind of like staying away from them for a while, which is probably a good idea. Alright, I feel like that's the whole message with this. Hopefully this reading gets to you at a point where you are very careful with your wording, and maybe you put in some feelers just to see if they are on point, if you really insist, because it feels like you're going to insist on getting your feelings out there. Hopefully the wordage or the way you go about it isn't a big deal, and you can move past that a lot quicker. I feel like you're still going to have the heartbreak. You're still going to want to stay away from them for a while. But I feel like you can avoid the embarrassment. It doesn't have to be that embarrassing. So hopefully that goes your way. Okay. I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.